Now, last night, there was a lot of different elections and some ballot initiatives. Now, voters in Maine, for example, decided to become the first state to expand Medicaid using a ballot initiative. So it turns out that a lot of Maine voters decided to make sure that 70,000 low-income Mainers actually were able to go and get health care. And it actually won by an overwhelming margin, about 20 points. So again, here we have a majority of Maine voters saying, hey, poor people also deserve health care. That would be great if you could do it. Now, Governor Paul LePage, who's a Republican, well, he's not happy about this ballot initiative and has actually decided, you know what, I don't care about democracy. I don't actually care what my voters actually voted for. I'm going to block this. I'm going to block implementation of this bill. So now, according to Axios, LePage, citing the cost of the bill, says he will not expand Medicaid until the legislature has figured out how to fund it. Now, you might say, okay, look, I understand that position. I understand that you've got to fund these things. Okay, maybe that's fair. But wait. In a statement, he says that you can fund it if you got to figure out how to fund it, but you cannot do so by raising taxes or raiding our rainy day fund, which means that any of the tools here that we have to be able to help you fund this Medicaid expansion, you can't touch. Now, look, to be fair, 90% is already paid for by the government. So there is 10%, and there's a chance that they could find something in order to fund it, right? And find some extra money somewhere. But LePage is not making it easy. So, and of course, that's because he doesn't want to make it easy. It's because he doesn't like this policy. He actually voted against it 5 different times. He vetoed this 5 different times. The people of Maine overwhelmingly wanted this Medicaid expansion. And he says, no, absolutely not. How dare you help poor people be able to afford, to be able to actually get health care? They don't deserve it. They're poor. It's what spite looks like, man. Regardless, this does show how people actually do prefer progressive policies. Now, look, when Republicans talk about the expansion of the welfare state, they're so afraid, right? Now, why are they so afraid? Well, it's because these programs actually work. History also shows that once the populace accepts these programs, it ends up becoming incredibly popular and very, very difficult to remove. For example, Social Security and Medicare, right? These are deeply popular social welfare programs that no matter how badly Republicans want to remove them, they can't, because it turns out even their own voters love these programs and don't want to get rid of it. That's why they fought so hard against the ACA and why they are so worried about single payer. Once people get health care and are suddenly freed from being tied to employment in order to get that health care, well, then people are like, whoa, what were we doing this whole time? How dare you touch my health care? I mean, again, we saw that with the ACA, with a majority of people going, whoa, you're coming after my health care? You're coming after my health insurance? Whoa. Not cool. People showed up, man. And look, the ACA, in my opinion, of course, didn't go far enough. But it was a step towards something that's resembling universal health care. Definitely, I definitely think that that's a wrong way to do it, that you can't involve the private market in any system that actually would deliver universal health care to everybody in an affordable way. But nonetheless, it was a step that was a step up, I should say, from what we previously had. And even that small step, a majority of Americans are like, don't touch it, get your goddamn hands off it. I actually like my ability to get health insurance, so get the fuck away from it. Don't touch my Social Security, don't touch my Medicare, don't touch any of this. So any of these social programs, again, are very, very difficult to get rid of, and that's why these Republicans are crapping their pants over single payer. I mean, look, the Koch brothers and other hard-right ideologues, they despise these kind of social programs, and it's because Well, for one, it does prove their worldview and ideology wrong. But number two, I think most importantly, it's because it increases taxes on themselves. I mean, how do you fund these systems when you go where the money is? Right now, where's the money? The money is in rich people. They have all the money. So it makes sense that you would need a redistribution of wealth, and they despise that. Not because doing this would make them poorer. No, they would still be wealthy and beyond imagining. But at some point, it stops being about wealth and actually starts being more about status. And that's the problem. And unfortunately, they're keeping their status and they're holding that above the needs of the rest of the country. So they're doing anything they can to prevent these policies from taking hold. Because again, they don't want the government providing health insurance because they want to make sure that their taxes stay low and their friends in the private market can profit off health insurance. Even if it means leaving poor people out, which again, according to some conservatives, poor people don't deserve it anyway because they're poor. LePage is one of those people. He's went after poor people on numerous occasions. He despises the poor and is now using his power in order to block something that it could help thousands of his constituents, tens of thousands. It's incredibly disgusting behavior. It is grotesque. But then again, so is Paul LePage. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.